yet again we will bring you a new victim. Tonight is sponsored by E-numbers, the colour blue, and alcohol. Whee! Non-brand advertising. Let's do it around that way so no one really knows what it is. Okay? Tonight we're going to do... Hang on. Yummy, yummy. ROTF RATCHET! Right, why did I want to do this figure? The reason I wanted to do this figure is because it's really, really good and quite bad all at the same time. Let's go through the basic stuff. We're in car mode, so let's look at car mode. So we've got Ratchet. Now, it's a Hummer. It's a converted Hummer. There is no other converted Hummer like it. The only Hummers like this are all the ones that they built for Ratchet for said movie. Which is great. You know, I like the fact that they've actually taken something existing and butchered the living daylights out of it, out of a sort of $70,000 stupid California Hills roller Barbie vehicle anyway that is only really any good to anyone if you live up a mountain. But so let's go through some of the... There's a couple of bits that I hope while I'm transforming him will really start to show, but I'll shout when they happen. First of all, okay, right, so you've got... It's a desert action battle Ratchet. I can't remember what they actually call it. I haven't bothered researching because I'm a half-assed bugger. But look at the doors. You've got oh, my lighting's all shit. Hang on, let me turn her away a second. There we go, a little bit better. So they've actually tried to make it look like it's in the desert, right? Which is fantastic. Except for the fact that you've got green, which is fine, and you've got green, which is fine, and then it's just like 6 months worth of driving in the desert happened on the doors and nothing else. Which why? I mean. If you're going to do paint detail, do paint detail. Don't half-arse it. And the other thing is, right, I've got grey tyres. I don't want grey tyres, especially when you put them in robot mode. I just don't want grey tyres. It's daft. Don't see the point. You do have on here little Autobot symbols, search and rescue, fire department, with the little Autobot bags, which if I had a better camera I could show you, but I don't, so I can't, so get them. Fire department, which, you know, detail wise it's alright. You got your... Everyone's seen this, come on. I mean, every other review's got the same sort of crap, but I'm a bit pissed and I'm just going to hopefully do it with a bit more waffle than everyone else. Right, first down to my first hate of this figure. I'm going to push the camera down a little bit, which I'm going to have to redo later when I transform him, but I'm going to pull this off, okay? Now, main weapon for him, okay? He's got his rack on the front, on the top, which is fine, because when you want to put your rucksack up there, or your skis, because you want to go up a mountain, or, you know, whatever, fine. So this is his weapon, so you split it at the front, where it's got little pegs there, look, and this is the weapon. And when you get this little yellow doohickey back here, and I'm gonna strap you to my roof rack. Come on, Megatron, I'll pinch you with my roof. I'll put a bike on you. What a load of crap. Why did they bother? So we get rid of that for a minute. You've got your bull bars on the front, quite nice. One of the big problems with this figure is this thing falls off all the time, persistently. It's very disgusting. The other thing is, from underneath, and I've said it before, it is quite kibble-tastic, but it's a toy. Big deal. Who's going to moan? Let's have a go at transforming him even. Do review sober Dave. Right, so first of all, roof. Flip the hood up, okay? These are going to split in a minute, but I'll show you why these need to split in a minute. But what you do is, I always split them halfway and then get on with the rest of it. Then pop the doors. Now, I'm always a bit afraid with this figure because it just wants to fall apart on a habitual level. So you've got little pegs there, you've just got to pull them out, and then you've got the front section. So let's do that for the other side. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now, when you buy Ratchet, he's a bit of a bugger and he's a bit sort of tough to play with, but after you've had him for a little while, he gets better. So then you pull the doors right out to the sides, like that, and then you've got his top section. At the back, there's his legs, okay? So we grab his feeties, pull all the way round, like that, and then his waist needs to come round here, like so. So now he's got his crutch. He's definitely a boy because he's wearing a box, like a cricket box. Look. So split the legs, okay, and what you do now is you straighten them out and rotate this. Now, there we go. First problems. What's going on here? Falling off, and this bit, look, see that bit, look, ooh, falling off. Now, if you have also had a problem with this, please leave me a post sort of down there and let me know, because I don't think that's very satisfactory. And if yours does that as well, then it's a mould problem and I can just glue it back together. And if not, I'll well, I won't really be able to do anything about it, but I can bluster like anyone else. Right, sorry, I digress. Other leg, so you spinny, turny, roundy, like that, okay. When you do that, the knees are flat, and then as you push it up, the knees now sort of poke out. So we do that flat, and do that pokey pokey, yeah? So there we are, and you pull his feet out like that, and when you pull his feet out, as we've all probably seen on reviews before, as you pull up, these bits push out. So it's flat, not flat, flat, not flat, yeah? We'll do that for the other one, take that as red, okay? So now he's half there, so we got legs, okay? Now, one of the things I would say about Ratchet is I found that on some of the figures, they tend to lack in stature. I mean, if you look at, I mean, bearing in mind this is the same class as, like, Starscream, who's a bit on the skinny side. I like Starscream, but he's a bit spindly. He's like the world's biggest tattooed spider plane. Not a fan. Whereas this guy, right, let's get on with it and I'll show you what I mean. So, what you do is that's now tipped underneath. So, as the arms are out, you know I said about these? What you do is you put the, let's get it on camera, Dave. Put these door window things like that, okay? Spin it to the back, and then you've got to push that into a peg hole, and then you push that in there on that post, and then you turn around, and this is where it gets difficult, because to get these two to go at the same time, you've got to be, oh, I've made the legs go the wrong angle, fairly brutal. So, get that, take your life in your hands, and push. There we go. Right, we're in. Like that, okay? So you've got to just be quite sort of, let's get some more light on the subject. Where are we? There we go, better. Right, so again, it's not very satisfactory. You've just got to push hard and hope for the best. And I don't know, this is a kid's toy. If I was sort of 8 years old, like I really ought to be for playing with toys, not like a 35-year-old person who possibly wants to go out a little bit more, I'd be worried about breaking it. If I was a parent and I just spent 25 quid on it, I'd certainly be worried about breaking it. Right, so let's move the camera up a little bit now. You can see my past victims in the background. So all you do is now you flip that and spin it round, and you've got his head. You turn the head around, and there you go. Light piping on this, there's a huge light piping thing on there. I've not really tested it. Let's see if we can get... Oh, the blue eyes of destruction. Oi. Quite good, the light piping on this one. I never actually got to grips with light piping until I started watching reviews, because I never noticed it. And now I put all of them up to the window just to see what it's like, because I'm a nerd. So you can see, if I put him back here, you can see that already he's a meaty beast. Look at his stature. I mean, his waist is probably a little bit too high. He's like, what's that name of the guy off X Factor? He's wearing his trousers too high. It's all a bit silly. But his legs, look, he could crush you between his mighty thighs any day. But now we're going into what I said earlier, which is grey tyres. Oh, you needed black tyres on this. It might be a desert action badass ratchet, but grey tyres, yuck, cheapy. Bad luck Hasbro, 8 out of 10, should have done better. Moving on, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Rather than waffle on any longer, we're going to go to part 2.